The Sonic movie that came out in 2020 was a surprise to me. The Sonic movie has been in works for many years, and I've known about it for many years, and it's kind of just been like a thing that lingered in the back of our minds until that first trailer, I feel like, as Sonic fans. I didn't really think much of it, of the news that I was hearing and the things I was hearing. I was like, oh, okay, interesting, Sonic movie, that's gonna be cool, I guess. I've always wanted like an official Sonic movie as a kid, and there's actually a lot of properties where I wanted that. I wanted an Iron Man movie as a kid and an Iron Man game, because we didn't have any of those back then, and same thing with Sonic and just stuff like that. I just wanted things like that as a kid, and we finally get a lot of those things. But as a kid, the Sonic movie I had in mind is not the same type of movie that we actually ended up getting, which is okay. I still really do like the new Sonic movie that came out. I think it's pretty good, it's different and it stands apart from the games, and it has its own identity, and I like that. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys to say there is a different type of movie that I would still like to see. Something I've wondered about ever since the Sonic movie came out is I wonder how people would feel about this movie if it still had the old Sonic design. Would it still be praised as much as it is now, or would it just be called another Smurf buddy cop movie or whatever? Because I truly do think that the writing of the movie is just averagely enjoyable. It's an enjoyable movie. But I really do feel like if the old design was still here, the movie would have been slandered into the ground and made into yet another laughingstock. I think the design of Sonic in that movie is what decided the fate of that movie, whether it's going to be overly slandered and picked apart and analyzed, or overly praised for the simplest of things just based off of a design change because the studio listened to its fans, which is very, very good. I think because of the format of the Sonic movie and the publicity it got from the design has really boosted the franchise in terms of sales and recognition, and I think overall it's doing a very good thing, and I can't take that away. So that's why I wanted to talk about the original Sonic movie, because I don't want you guys to think I'm saying get rid of the original Sonic movie, because no, it's a good movie and has done a lot of good. But still, in my mind, I want to make this become somewhat of a concept, or just something that I would have liked to see as just a fan or just a kid, and this would have been great to see, and I just kind of want to express that in this video. So that's what we'll be talking about today, my dream Sonic movie. So my dream Sonic movie is actually something I think a lot of people probably had in mind when they would think of a Sonic movie, probably before like 2017. And it would be a animated film on the quality level of Marza Studio Animations. Marza Studio, the people that have done a lot of animation for Sonic, such as like the Sonic Unleashed opening, which is probably one of their most popular ones. They have also done the amazing opening for Sonic 06, and that opening is just really too good and just oozes personality, at least from the Sonic characters and not necessarily all of the generic looking people. But I really think it's easier to just make Sonic work in his original cartoony format or animated format in a movie. In the 2020 movie Sonic was very, very ugly and looked unnatural until he got fixed to be more cartoony but in real life, but he probably sticks out a bit more in the Sonic movie because he looks a bit more normal, I guess. I just think from a visual aspect, the Sonic movie looking like that would be very visually pleasing to the audience. And the reason why I kind of would like it to be 3D animated is because I want Sonic to bring that look and feel and personality to the big screen. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a copy and paste of the games. It can still have its own identity while still showing people what Sonic really is. And I know a lot of people feel this way about the animation. If you just go on any Sonic Unleashed re-upload of the opening cutscene, you can just find comments of people just praising it. They even have a comment here saying I could watch an entire Sonic movie with these stunning CG graphics, and 2,000 people like the comment. But moving on, let's talk about tone. I think a Sonic movie should have a bit more of a serious tone if it's going to go with this style of animation, but I don't think it should be not jokey at all. Sonic has always been a jokester. He's kind of like Spider-Man in a way. He will crack jokes and makes fun of Eggman and has that attitude that we all love, but I still want the tone of the movie to be a bit more serious and not so centered on jokes. And this isn't shade towards the Sonic movie that we actually got, because in that movie I think the jokes work out well, and when you have an actor like Jim Carrey in that movie, having the movie center around jokes I think makes a lot of sense, even though it's still not how I'd want my Sonic movie to be portrayed to, you know, the outside, I guess. Except the fart jokes, those were terrible. I don't want to see those again in the second movie. But I really want an animated Sonic movie like this to have a sense of adventure, a sense of feeling and mystery and wonder about the movie that makes kids and people that are grown alike just feel like they're having a fun time. Explore new and creative places done in animation I think would be really cool. Or even old places like Green Hill Zone on the big screen, animated and nice visuals, CGI. I think it'd just be really nice looking. It would really set up for the tone of adventure of exploring a world that isn't our own. It's cool seeing Sonic in the real world a lot, and I preferably like that in the games, seeing Sonic in the real world, but I don't know, something about seeing Sonic in a Sonic movie and not the real world just seems a lot more interesting to me. And I think it's only because of how many crossover movies we've had with cartoon characters coming into the real world, whether it's Space Jam or Alvin and the Chipmunks. But overall, I think the tone needs that feel of adventure, lightheartedness, and mixed in with some serious moments. But now I think I should talk about the plot a little bit of what kind of movie I want. So for the plot of a 3D animated Sonic movie like this, I would again keep Sonic in his world, and that would be the setting of this movie. His world includes, of course, obvious locations that range from Green Hill Zone all the way to Sky Sanctuary. I think the movie should also somewhat be an origin story, not necessarily of Sonic, but how Sonic meets Tails and Knuckles. Because I think the origin of Sonic isn't something that I really care too much about, because Sonic can still progress as a character while already being cool. There are tons of characters in media that already start out cool in the series we see them in, and then progress even further into even better character, or sometimes change into a different character. And for a movie like this, I'd go for a very simple plot, and it would just have to do with Eggman, of course. I would take a lot from a lot of games, and a lot from Sonic 1, 2, and 3, but I'd probably take the most from 3 because it has the most amount of lore. And doing it this way for an animated movie I think would make a lot of sense, because it would introduce a lot of people to what Sonic is and encourage them to go and play the games. I think the Sonic movie that came out in 2020 does encourage people to play the games, but because it's so different, it could be its own standalone thing, and there's probably a lot of fans of just the Sonic movie who are never going to touch the games because of how radically different it looks from the games. But again, it'd be a simple origin story where Sonic meets his new friends Tails and Knuckles along the way to stop Dr. Eggman from roboticizing animals and causing environmental damage. And the movie I think would have a decent environmental damage awareness type of underlying message, and I think that'd be a good thing to teach kids and honestly adults too, because we're running the world. I'd also like a movie like this to introduce some original characters for the film. That way it wouldn't just be Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles just going through places and having no interactions with the world around them or people around them. And of course I'd want to introduce more emotional elements to the story and give Sonic character development, as well as Tails and Knuckles and just them as a group. I think them having differences and disagreements about things would make it interesting and a fun movie to watch the boys go through some character development. I'm hoping we see some of that in the Sonic movie too, because it's going to have those three characters be the main characters, and I think that'll be pretty interesting to see. But overall, that's what I would consider the perfect formula for a Sonic movie that I would enjoy the most. And that doesn't mean I hate the Sonic movie that came out, or I'm not looking forward to the second Sonic movie. That's quite the opposite. I'm actually pretty hyped for the second Sonic movie, especially from all the leaks we've seen. I'm not going to spoil some people obviously, but it's got me excited, and it's like a lot more of what I wanted to see from the first movie based off the leaks, and I just can't wait to get into it and watch. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like and drop below what is your dream Sonic movie, and what would you like to see in a Sonic movie? Would it be animated or be like the Sonic movie that already came out? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, like always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hit the subscribe button and join the Discord. I'm out.